G'day guys and girls, it's Nathan Birch here from B.Invested.com.au, and I'm here to talk to you today about how to invest in property starting with a low income. You may think it may not be possible, you may think it's possible. Everyone's financial position is different, and it's important that you work out from the start what are your goals from investing and where you are. So I often talk about in my office, and I've got a part of what we do here at B.Invested to help people build a property portfolio and get started, is to work out a map session. And why do I call it a map session? And I thought when I first started, a lot like a map. You go and look and you say, okay, I'm in Sydney, I want to get to Perth. How do I get from Sydney to Perth? Like, there's many different options. You can catch a train, you can catch a bus, you can fly, you can drive, you can even walk if you really wanted to. You could hitchhike, you can catch a boat all the way around the country and get there. There's different vehicles that can get you there, and it's important to work out, okay, I'm here today sitting at my current address, where I'm exactly at this point. If you don't know exactly where you are financially, it's a bit harder to go, okay, I know where I'm going to go to Perth, because it's a long distance. There's forks in the road and lots of different things that come your way. And if you know where you are today, where you want to be as your end destination, you work out the best road map to get there, and work towards getting there. And I personally think that when starting out investing, it's important to spend a lot of time educating yourself just on what is it going to take to help you get to your financial goals, to get you to where you want to be. And I've seen people build property portfolios on less than $50,000 per year incomes. I've seen people do it as single parents. I've seen people do it divorcees. I've seen people do it that have had very, very tough upbringings. Myself, I bought my first property at the age of 18. I had no help from anyone else. I'd worked 2 jobs. I'd been out of school for a year. I'd been working part-time while I was in school. I had $35,000 saved up, and I was on $35,000 a year in my first job. Bought my first property at the age of 18, and by the age of 21 I'd made $1 million in equity. Most of my properties were in Western Sydney and Mount Druitt. People thought it was crazy for buying out there, but I've been very fortunate from buying the right stuff and aggressively focusing on accumulating wealth in property. From what can you do as an investor or wannabe investor to get started? I'd be looking at setting up a budget to make sure you know exactly where do your finances sit today. So I've got a budgeting Excel spreadsheet that you can email the girls in the office on the email address below, and they can email you over a copy of that, so you can have a look through that and put in your own numbers. I made that Excel spreadsheet up when I was about 15 years old, and it's just been played around with over the years, and I've put it together as just like a blank template for people to start adding in their own numbers personally and work out exactly where you are today. So if you're earning a X amount of dollars per week, let's say $800 per week, you've got to look at, okay, $800 per week, what are my expenses? I used to go down to the haircuts and go, okay, if I have a haircut every 8 weeks and there's 6 weeks, I can save myself $20 a year. People have smoking, people have drinking, people have coffees, people have takeaway, people have going out and, I don't know, entertainment, all that sort of stuff. It's important that you work out exactly where you are. You can trim back some things, which it's quite exciting doing a budget. People go, oh, budget, oh no, I've got to scrimp and save or whatever. But when you put down in numbers and be honest about it and don't lie about exactly what you're spending, is you track every single bit of your budget, you can actually see, this is where I can cut back on, this is where I'm wasting money. Do I have an addiction on buying shoes every week at $100? I've spent $5 grand a year on shoes. Like, do you really need $5 grand a year on shoes? Not having a go at any ladies out there or anything like that, but yeah, with it, it's something that, yeah, do you like going to the movies every night? Do you go, I don't know, party every night? End up like Edward Cullen, just being out every day. It's something that you need to work out what your expenses are, what your income is, and work out how you can save and work towards getting that the first property off the rank, the second property, third property. it is achievable. If I can do it, I was a pretty simple guy. I still think I'm a pretty simple guy. 32.8 in my UAI, never went to uni, never did anything too exciting. I just worked in a job, saved up money, bought property. If I can do it, anyone else can do it. So don't give yourself a self-limiting belief that you can't do it. It's just a matter of working out that strategy of how you can get there. So there's lots of good resources out there, whether it be in the form of online, YouTube, online communities, magazines, whatever. Yeah, with it, do your research, make sure that you've got the right strategy in place to help you get there, you've got the right vehicle to get you there, whether it's a car, a train, walking, whatever, catching a plane. I don't like aeroplanes, so I like taking the more scenic route, but with it, make sure you've got the right vehicle, the right destination in place, and work towards getting there. So, appreciate you watching the video, appreciate you taking the time to see the end of it now, and we'll catch up shortly.